Hi all, we can discuss about the next portion of a module 2, that is wireless propagation. So already in the first video we had discussed about the transmission media. What are the types of transmission medium? There are actually two types of transmission medium. One is guided transmission medium and another one is unguided transmission medium. Okay, we have already discussed guided transmission medium. Which are they? They are twisted pair cables, coaxial cables, optical fiber cables, right? So these are all the guided transmission medium. Okay. Unguided transmission medium we can study in next video, but here we can discuss about the wireless propagation mechanisms. So a signal is transmitted or radiated from an antenna, okay, without any physical path. That is actually wireless propagation. Okay, wireless propagation, that means a signal is radiated from one antenna without any physical path or without any guided medium, right? They are known as wireless propagation. So wireless propagation, there are three mechanisms are there. One is ground wave propagation. So its signal range is below 2 megahertz. And second category is skywave mechanism, and it has a range of 2 to 30 megahertz. Third one, it's line of sight, that is above 30 megahertz. Okay, so there are three mechanisms for wireless propagation. First one is the ground wave mechanism, second one skywave mechanism, and the third one line of sight. So first we can discuss about what is meant by a ground wave propagation. So here the radio waves or radio signals travel through the lowest portion of the atmosphere. That means low frequency signals are radiates in all directions from the transmitting antenna and follow the curvature of the path. Okay, so in ground wave propagation, signals travel through the curvature of the earth. Why these signals follow a curvature of the earth? Because due to this electromagnetic wave transmission, there are some currents are induced in the earth's surface. As a result, slow down the wavefront near the earth and causing this wavefront to tilt downward. Also, there is another factor is a diffraction. So because of some electromagnetic current as well as diffraction, the transmitted signal from one antenna, it follows a curvature of earth's surface. So distance depends on the amount of the power signal, also which is used in a AM radio transmission. It has a greater power, also it can used in greater distance mechanism. Okay, so first is the ground wave propagation. That means this is the signal radiation or signal transmission from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna. You can see the signal is propagated in a curvature structure. That means it follows the earth's curvature. Why they follow this earth's curvature? Because there are some currents are induced due to this electromagnetic wave radiation. Because of that current, the signals are tilt downward. Also, there is another factor that is diffraction. So first wireless propagation is ground wave propagation. Okay, there are transmitting antenna and receiving antenna. From the transmitting antenna, radio waves are started transmitting to reach the receiving antenna, but the signal path is like or it follows the Earth's curvature. So this is the first wireless propagation mechanism, that is ground wave propagation. And second case is skywave propagation. So a signal from an earth-based antenna is reflected from the ionized layer of the upper atmosphere or from the ionosphere back down to Earth. So actually this effect is by refraction. That means this skywave signals travels through a number of hopes, bouncing back and forth between the ionosphere and Earth's surface. Also it allows greater distances but with lower output power. So it's mainly used in the radio, CB radio and international broadcasts such as BBC, etc. So skywave propagation is like this. That means we have Earth's surface. Also, the upper atmosphere part is the ionosphere. We have a transmitting antenna, and the signal is transmitted from the transmitting antenna, and it will reach ionosphere. At the ionosphere, it will bounce back to Earth's surface. So the signal propagates like a zigzag fashion to reach the receiving antenna. You can see in ground wave propagation, signals travels or signal follows the Earth's curvature. But here, the skywave propagation, here the signals are transmitted from the transmitting antenna and it will reach up to the ionosphere. After reaching the ionosphere, it will bounce back to Earth's surface, and after getting reached at the Earth's surface, it will bounce back again to reach the ionosphere. So this will follows a zigzag movement or zigzag propagation. Okay, that is the second mechanism, skywave propagation. And the third mechanism is line of sight propagation. So the line of sight propagations, which is actually used in very high frequency signals. So they follows a straight line and directly from transmitted antenna to receiving antenna. So antennas must be directional or facing each other and tall enough such that it should not be affected by the curvature Earth. That means the receiving antenna and the transmitting antenna is at the same height. Also it must be in a directional manner, that means facing each other. Clear? So this is the figure of line of sight propagations. Here there is a transmitter antenna as well as receiver antenna. So the signal travels in a straight line from the transmitter to receiver. That is actually line of sight propagation. So there are three mechanisms for wireless propagation. One is ground wave propagation, second one skywave propagation, third one line of sight propagation. Okay. Next you can study what you mean by refraction. So actually refraction occurs because of the velocity of the electromagnetic wave, or this refraction depends upon the velocity of the electromagnetic wave. Also it depends upon the density of the medium. So in a vacuum, this electromagnetic wave has a velocity that is equal to c. C is the speed of the light. Okay. This refraction is also depends upon the density of the medium. If this electromagnetic waves moves from a medium of one density to medium of another density, its speed changes. That is actually a refraction. That means we have a lesser density medium and we have a more density medium. If the signal travels from, if the electromagnetic wave travels from the less dense medium to more dense medium, its speed changes. That property is actually known as refraction. Okay, so actually it is a bending of signals or bending of the wave from one direction to another direction. So moving from less denser medium to more dense medium, the wave will bend towards the more dense medium. Okay, electromagnetic wave that is moving from less dense medium to more dense medium, then the wave will bend towards the more dense medium. That is actually known as refraction. And the index of refraction or the refractive index of one medium relative to another is the sine of the angle of incidence divided by sine of angle of refraction. Okay, and how this refraction is calculated? By using refractive index. And what is refractive index or index of refraction? Refractive index is equal to sine of the angle of incidence divided by sine of the angle of refraction. Okay, and how to find out the optical and radio line of sight? By using some equations. We have no intervening obstacles, then the optical line of sight can be represented as d is equal to 3.57 into square root of h. D is the distance between an antenna and the horizon in kilometers, and h is the antenna height in meters. And the effective or radio line of sight to the horizon is expressed as d is equal to 3.57 into root kh. What is k? K is an adjustment factor. So we have to find out the optical line of sight as well as radio line of sight. Optical line of sight can be expressed as d is equal to 3.57 into root h. D is the distance between the antenna and the horizon, and h is the height of the antenna. For finding out the radio line of sight, we have another equation, that is d is equal to 3.57 into root kh. What is k? K is an adjustment factor to account for the refraction. Normally the k is taken as 4/3. Okay. And how to find out the maximum distance between two antennas for line of sight propagation? We have another equation, that is d is equal to 3.57 into root of kh1 plus root of kh2. h1 and h2 are the heights of the two antennas. So we have two antenna and we have to find out the distance between antenna in the line of sight propagation. So we have an equation, that is d is equal to 3.57 into root kh1 plus root kh2. What are h1 and h2? h1 and h2 are the heights of the two antennas. And what do you mean by k? K is the adjustment factor. Normally the k value is 4/3. Next we have a question for finding out d and height of antenna, etc. You can check this question and work out. If any doubt, contact me. Okay, thank you.